In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on March 27, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Brigham Young University versus Alabama. The NCAA tournament is heating up, and Thursday night brings an exciting Sweet 16 showdown in the East region. The number 6 Brigham Young University Cougars are set to face off against the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide. Both teams have made their way to this stage after strong performances in the earlier rounds. Brigham Young University arrives in New Jersey, having defeated VCU and Wisconsin in the first 2 rounds, while Alabama took down RMU and St. Mary's College to advance. This game is shaping up to be a thrilling start to the Sweet 16 action on Thursday evening. I haven't been particularly impressed with Alabama's recent play. They barely managed to get past number 15 Robert Morris in the first round, and they've struggled with consistency, now sitting at just 6-5 straight up in their last 11 games. The main concern for me is Alabama's defense, which has been lackluster. The Crimson Tide are only 29th in adjusted defensive efficiency, giving up 97 points per 100 possessions. On the other hand, Brigham Young University has been playing some excellent basketball lately, with a solid 11-1 straight-up run that includes 5 wins over AP Top 25 teams. While Alabama is the more talented and experienced team, they'll enter the game as the favorite. That said, this matchup has the feel of a back-and-forth, high-scoring affair that could come down to the final few minutes. Alabama was the top-scoring team in the country this season, but their fast-paced style has resulted in a defense that ranks dead last in scoring allowed. Brigham Young University, however, brings more balance to the table with an offense that ranks 25th in scoring and is also in the top 20 for field goal percentage. I don't expect either team to get many stops, so this should be an exciting game from start to finish. Given Brigham Young University's potent offense, I think they'll be able to keep the game close, within 2 possessions. I'm confident taking Brigham Young University and the points in this one, as this feels like a game where the team with the ball last could come out on top. As our first pick for this matchup, the Brigham Young University Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both of these teams have some of the most explosive offenses in the country, so it's no surprise that the total for this game is set so high. However, we do need to draw the line somewhere. The current total of 175.5 points implies a final score of roughly 90-85 in favor of Alabama. While that's not out of the question, I think it's worth noting that if either team plays solid defense or has an off night offensively, we could see a much lower scoring game than expected. If you're betting on the over at this number, you're essentially hoping for everything to go perfectly. Brigham Young University has been solid on the defensive boards, ranking 31st in defensive rebound rate at 73.7%. This should help them limit Alabama's second chance opportunities, which the Crimson Tide often rely on to generate points. As a result, both teams will likely be forced to march up and down the court all game long, eating up clock in the process. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Maryland versus Florida. On Thursday, the Maryland Terrapins, the 4 seed in the tournament, will face off against the Florida Gators, who are the 1 seed in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. This marks an exciting matchup between 2 of the tournament's most successful teams. The last time these 2 teams met on the basketball court was in 2021, when Maryland secured a narrow 70-68 victory. It's been a while, but this game promises to be just as intense. This season, the Terrapins have faced a number of tough losses, and just when it seemed like another heartbreaking defeat was on the horizon, they managed to pull off a thrilling victory. Freshman Derek Queen made a game-winning layup with just 3.7 seconds left, leading Maryland to a dramatic win over Colorado State. It was one of those moments where it seemed like the Terps were about to suffer another gut-wrenching loss, but instead, they came out on top. Meanwhile, the Gators weren't exactly cruising through the tournament either. In their second-round matchup against the Huskies, Florida had to fight hard to secure a 2-point victory, despite shooting 46% from the field. So, could we say both teams have been lucky to make it to the Sweet 16? Absolutely. But given their strong performances throughout the season, it's not a fluke that they've made it this far. When looking at their stats, KenPom has Florida ranked second in adjusted offensive efficiency, which is quite impressive, while Maryland sits at 22nd in that category. On the defensive side of things, Maryland is ranked 6th in the country in defense, with Florida not far behind at 11th. It's also worth noting that Maryland's seeding might have been higher if not for a series of tough buzzer-beater losses. They were edged out by Michigan State, Michigan, and even suffered a heartbreaking loss to Ohio State when they hit a three-pointer with just seconds left. Despite those close losses, this Maryland team is loaded with talent. All 5 of their starters are averaging double digits in points this season, making them a well-rounded group. Florida's roster has its share of talented players too, with 4 of their 5 starters averaging double digits. However, the big difference between these teams comes down to their shooting from beyond the arc. Florida loves to shoot three-pointers, hitting 35.6% of their attempts, while also limiting their opponents to just 29.3% from deep. On the other hand, Maryland isn't quite as reliant on the three ball as Florida, but they're still hitting 37.5% of their shots from deep and holding their opponents to 30.2%. This makes for an interesting contrast in style, with Florida likely to take more shots from outside, while Maryland may rely on a more balanced attack. While it's easy to make a case for Maryland, especially with their solid starting 5, the reality is that the Terps are very top-heavy in terms of their production. They rely heavily on their star players to score, and their depth is somewhat limited. This could be a problem when facing a team like Florida, which has more balance and depth throughout their lineup. I just think Florida is the better overall team, and their depth and well-rounded game will make them too much for Maryland to handle in this matchup. It's going to be a close game, no doubt, but when you look at the Gators' ability to rebound the ball and shoot from deep, I think they have the advantage. As our first pick for this matchup, the Florida Gators to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As for the total, 3 out of the 4 games that these two teams have played in the tournament so far have gone under the projected total. The one exception was when Florida put up a massive 95 points against Norfolk State. Both teams have elite defenses, and they will make it tough for the other to maintain a high-scoring pace. Looking at recent trends, Florida has been an over team lately, hitting the over in 9 straight games. Maryland, however, is the opposite, going under in 6 of their last 7 games, excluding a push. With both teams having such strong defenses, a low-scoring affair is likely. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona versus Duke. The NCAA tournament is heating up with an exciting Sweet 16 matchup in the East region, where the number 4 Arizona Wildcats will face off against the top-seeded Duke Blue Devils on Thursday. Arizona comes into this game after securing victories over Akron and Oregon in the first 2 rounds. On the other hand, Duke has dominated its first 2 matchups, defeating both Mount St. Mary's and Baylor in decisive fashion. We're looking at a huge clash in the Sweet 16 on Thursday, with the Arizona Wildcats set to battle the number 1 seed Duke Blue Devils in the East region. Arizona has just come off a hard-fought win over their former Pac-12 rival, Oregon. But it wasn't an easy one. The Wildcats had to dig deep, rallying from an early double-digit deficit, and in the closing moments, they hit all their free throws to secure their spot in the Sweet 16. Duke, however, made things look simple with a dominant victory over Baylor on Sunday. The Blue Devils have looked like an unstoppable force throughout the tournament, and their strong performance has made them the clear favorites in the eyes of many. While it's easy to see Duke as the top contender for the national title, it's crucial to remember that this will be the toughest challenge they've faced so far in the postseason by a significant margin. Looking at this matchup on paper, Arizona certainly has the talent to compete with Duke's elite roster. While it's never easy to go up against a team like the Blue Devils, the Wildcats are hitting their stride at just the right time. After the win over Oregon, Arizona has now won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've been playing some of their best defense of the season in this stretch. Duke, on the other hand, has had a relatively easy road through the Atlantic Coast Conference this year, and Arizona's experience in the Big 12 has made them a tougher, more balanced battle-tested team. That experience could give the Wildcats the confidence they need as they head into this game. Arizona has a top 10 offense, a solid offensive rebounding game, and players like Caleb Love, who can be inconsistent but still a major factor in big games. If Arizona can secure second chance points and get to the free throw line consistently, they'll have a good shot at pulling off an upset. On the flip side, Duke is undoubtedly a well-rounded team, and it's hard to deny that they look like one of the best in the country right now. However, a key question heading into this game is how John Shayer's squad will handle the challenge of playing against a top 15 caliber team. The jump in competition could be tough for Duke, as the last time they faced a team with a similar talent level to Arizona, they lost to Clemson back in early February. While it's unlikely that Duke will slip up and lose outright in this one, Arizona is definitely a live underdog and should be able to keep things close on Thursday. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Wildcats to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Arizona's strength lies in its offense, where they rank 13th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency, scoring 123 points per 100 possessions. The Wildcats also play at a relatively fast pace, ranking 49th in adjusted tempo, averaging 70.2 possessions per 40 minutes. Duke, however, boasts the best offense in the country in terms of adjusted offensive efficiency, putting up 129.2 points per 100 possessions. The Blue Devils are also third in the nation in effective field goal percentage and 17th in three-point shooting. Duke has been firing on all cylinders offensively, shooting 55% from the field and knocking down 13 three-pointers per game. They've been putting up 91 points per game in the tournament and have surpassed the over in every game so far. In their last 10 games, the Blue Devils have hit the over 7 times, going 7-3 in that stretch. The Wildcats are also no slouch offensively, averaging 90 points per game in the tournament while shooting 51% from the field. They've been exceptional from behind the arc as well, hitting 49% of their three-point attempts and averaging 11 made threes per game. Arizona has gone over the total in 6 of their last 10 games, with both teams averaging over 82 points per game. I'm not going to overthink this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Tech versus Arkansas. On Thursday, the Arkansas Razorbacks, seeded 10th, will face off against the third-seeded Texas Tech Red Raiders in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. The two teams last met on the basketball court in 2021, with Arkansas edging out Texas Tech in a close game, winning 68-66. It's been an exciting journey for Coach Calipari and the Arkansas team, but they're about to face a formidable challenge against Texas Tech. The Red Raiders are a complete team, and they'll use their strength and physicality in the paint to keep scoring close to the basket. While Arkansas will get a boost with Adu Thero's return, Coach Calipari admits that his playing time might be limited, though the Razorbacks will need him to help slow down the Red Raiders' offensive attack. Interestingly, this announcement didn't seem to affect the betting line much. The real advantage for Texas Tech lies in their dominance on the offensive boards. All season, they've been tough in this area, and they'll certainly take advantage of Arkansas, who allows 9.3 offensive rebounds per game. In addition, Texas Tech is highly efficient at the free throw line, hitting 76.4% of their attempts. This becomes crucial for the spread, especially if the game stays close. As our first pick for this matchup, we're taking the Texas Tech Red Raiders to win and cover the spread as favorites. Both teams have been trending towards high-scoring games lately. Arkansas has hit the over in 5 of their last 6 contests, while Texas Tech has gone over in 4 straight games and 6 of their last 7. The contrasting styles of these two teams, Texas Tech's higher scoring offense paired with Arkansas' faster pace, set the stage for what should be a high-scoring affair. Arkansas has a possession pace of 69.4, which suggests this game could see a lot of action. Given the tempo and the scoring capabilities of both teams, this game has all the makings of a contest that'll land in the mid-150 seconds range for total points. As our second pick for this matchup, we're taking the over on the projected total for the full game. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.